Good evening, Windsor. This is Angie with another nightly update. It is Friday, March 20th. A little bit of a reason to celebrate. It is the first day of spring, and we had a beautiful, beautiful day here in Central Florida. Many residents were able to take the opportunity to get outside, enjoy some fresh air and some warm sunshine. Some even were able to see some friends from afar, keeping that 6-foot distance at all times. So we were very appreciative for some beautiful weather, and I know it was a nice change of scenery for some of the residents as well. That said, we're going to jump right into the update today. We do have a handful of things to talk about. Generally speaking, in our area here, we are continuing to see growth in the COVID-19 numbers. We were up as of 11 o'clock this morning, as published by the Florida Department of Health, to 520 positive confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Florida, with growth pretty much in every jurisdiction, area, etc., including Osceola County. We're seeing growth, and in surrounding counties, with Orange having a relatively high number, as well as Lake, Polk, and Brevard starting to pick up some speed. So we are monitoring that very vigilantly. We continue with our visitation restrictions. Thank you so much to the residents and the families and the friends of Windsor that have been so respectful, conscientious, compliant, if you will. There are a lot of communities that are really struggling with this, and it's even gotten to the point in some cases where people are having to hire guards and such. So we've been so lucky that in partnership with our staff and our leadership team and just really supportive residents and families, that we've been able to manage the current situation. And again, we are so appreciative for that, because we know this is not easy. A few updates from, I guess, the state of Florida. We did see another executive order today closing restaurants for dine-in service. So there's only takeout and to-go services. So we are starting to see some restaurants, some stores, etc., start to just close here, anticipating that message is going to come sooner than later. So that is helpful in terms of the general public's response to just kind of naturally, nothing's open, sheltering and spending more time at home, which is the goal that we really hope that everyone outside of the world here of Windsor starts to adhere to as well. In addition to that, we saw our first local curfew implemented here in Central Florida, not Osceola County specifically, but Orange County. Actually, the county I live in has restricted any travel through Orange County or in Orange County between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. So we have written letters for our employees that do live in those areas, so they can come and go to work freely, as they are essential to our business and to the health and safety of our residents. So we kind of see that happening, and anticipating that we're likely going to see that in Osceola County and surrounding areas sooner than later. So we are ready for that, should that occur. Pardon me. Let's see. A handful of updates, just to remind residents, as I'm out in the community and observing what's going on, or residents are coming and talking with us periodically throughout the day, or calling us, emailing us. One of the things that we're observing is when we do have times when residents are out of their apartments, whether it's on their way down to get some fresh air, or they have a medical appointment they have to go out to, or club residents are coming out to get meals. We need to make sure the residents are observing the 6-foot apart rule. And we are still seeing natural human nature and the habits of 60, 70, 80, 90 years of being close to people. It's hard to break that habit. So we're trying very hard to reiterate that over and over and over again, that we need to maintain that distance between us. Okay, so just a reminder. We know residents are trying to sit in small groups and play bridge or whatever. But again, we need to be 6 feet apart. At this point, we're not recommending residents visit each other in their apartments. I know we've had a couple incidents of that happening. We really discourage against it. If you do want to visit with friends and it's a nice day, I would recommend doing it outside at a safe distance, okay? Goodness, what else do I have here? In terms of when we do enter and exit the community, again, we need to reiterate our strategy for containment, which is club residents using the club entry and exit of the community, the village using the village lobby, and of course the neighborhood using the village lobby as well. Whether it's to leave for a necessary medical appointment, because that's the only reason we're leaving, I'm sure, or it's to get outside and get some fresh air. We need residents to come and go through those respective entrances. We're really trying hard on our containment strategies. So please be mindful of that. And again, whether you're going out or you're just trying to get some fresh air, our neighborhood residents are so lucky. We've got the mosaic garden over there within the neighborhood, so they don't have to come in and out of that lobby. So their activity is really minimal. So largely for club and neighborhood residents using those entrances and exit. And I have some signage that we're going to put up to support that message as well, in addition to what we already have. But I don't think we can have enough reminders at this point. There's a lot to take in, and I know everybody's just doing their best. Okay. Let's see. I'm just taking a note, a couple of look at my notes here. The biggest change, unfortunately, that we're going to see here at Windsor, and something it's difficult for me to have to tell you, because I think it's going to change things. I think it's going to make the feeling around the community feel a little bit different. It's going to be a little overwhelming for some residents. Is that the state of Florida, the Department of Health, and the Agency for Healthcare Administration have decided to implement an across-the-board requirement that all staff in long-term care or residential communities or communities with older adults, that all employees around the clock throughout the community will be required to wear a medical mask, a surgical mask, whatever you call it. So employees will be required, and I have one here so you can see what that's going to look like, are going to require all the employees to do that. So we are going to implement that policy effective tomorrow morning, when day shift starts at 7 a.m. So as you see employees, whether it's coming down to pick up your meals for our club residents, or it's the employees coming to deliver or do your meds or provide care, whatever it is, even if it's Ashley stopping by with a snack cart, she's going to be wearing a mask. So, and again, this is a requirement for employees in settings such as ours that we need to abide by. So just to show you, we're going to be having to wear medical masks. So as of tomorrow, you are going to be seeing employees like this. And of course, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. I've been doing this for 20 years, and this is the first time I've ever had to wear a medical mask. So we are all going to be trying to get used to that. And I know it's going to be a little odd, and I know it's going to be a little off-putting, particularly for our residents that have some cognitive impairment. So we're going to be working really hard to bring comfort and some ease in getting used to that to the community. So there will be a number of members of the leadership team here tomorrow. Our manager on duty tomorrow is actually Cece, but I will be in the community as well as Mark, David, and someone else. You'll see them. You'll know who it is. You might not recognize them because they're wearing a mask, but there will be a bunch of us here tomorrow as well as Sunday. Cece and I have both actually formally moved into guest rooms at the community so we can be here 24 hours a day should any incident arise. And Glenn, our plant operations director, will actually be doing the same on Sunday. So there's a lot of presence in the community should there be any issues at any time during the day. We are literally right down the hall. So we are here for you. We want you to feel comfortable. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep Windsor safe. On another topic, switching gears from medical and face masks here. We did put out a little bit of a hello. We're a senior living community, and our residents are looking for things to do and looking for ways to stay entertained. And we had some amazing people reach out already and offer to send in pictures and photographs and things that their children, who essentially are on homeschooling, have drawn and done. So we're going to be going through those and looking for ways to show those things to you in the community. We also had an amazing donor who, excuse me, provided just a ton of craft supplies that were no longer needed. So as a result, one of the positives from that is that CC can now offer cross-stitch kits. So if you're interested in having one of those, pick it up on the cart rounds or call the front desk and we will bring one up to you. Just a little bit of fun though. An example of something that was provided to the community. I'm a little bit biased, but my husband dropped something off for me this evening, and he brought some things from the Layfield kids. And as you all know, my son Noah is 11, and one of the things that he brought was things to do while quarantined. His spelling is almost there, almost on point. Quarantine's a pretty big word, but some of his suggestions, and I was pretty glad. It seems like we're on point. Draw a picture, sing a song or play music, watch TV. I bet there's a lot of that happening. Play with your pet. I think that's always a good idea. Talk or do things with friends on FaceTime or a phone call. Paint, and you can do that with a watercolor kit from CC. Take a nap. I bet there's been a lot of napping. Okay, find a new hobby. Interesting. And if you're tech savvy, you can learn to do anything on the internet. Okay. And finally, read something new. We've got lots and lots of books and things around the community, so certainly able to get our hands on that. Cece, why don't you hand me one of the pictures or something from some of the kids? This is fun. We'll go through a couple a day. Here was a cute one from a little girl. She wanted to tell our residents to be the reason someone smiles today. So I think it's backwards on your TV, but I can read it, and I'm reading it to you. So I know we're all stressed, and we all have the opportunity to be curt and short with each other, or short with the people that come into your room or your apartment, or short with your family members, what they call. But this is such a hard time for everyone right now, and I can't tell you enough how amazing it is when I get in the morning, or I'm laying in my bed in my guest room and I'm going through emails on my phone and I get a voicemail or an email or a note from the concierge that someone left a message, and it is a message of thanks and appreciation. I can't articulate how that makes me feel as an individual, and how excited I am to share that message with the staff every single day. Please be the reason that someone smiles today. So many of our staff have friends who are home with their families, friends that are teachers, or friends that, their business is closed or whatever, and they're coming to work every day and they're working hard and harder than ever to keep our community safe and happy, and they're taking pride in it, and we're so very proud of them. And I hope that as you have a chance to interact with them or someone in your life, that you remember that, yeah, our situation is tough here, but everyone is struggling. Literally everyone in the world is in this together, and we could all be angry and upset, but we're all going to be better if we just try to stay positive, and every day just try to be the reason that someone smiles today. And it doesn't have to be big these days. It's a bag full of knitting needles that we got, or so many pictures and notes. And gosh, this lady whose daughter did this, she sent us this adorable picture of her daughter making each of these pictures for our community. And how amazing is that? So people are thinking about us. They want us to be well and healthy, and are all thinking about ways to show us their support. So amazing people out there, amazing little girl. And we can't wait to share some more of these things with you in the coming days. I mean, we've only been doing this a few hours, and we've got lots and lots of really wonderful things to share with you. So anyway, I think that's about it. The big news this evening, unfortunately, was the implementation of the medical masks. And again, I'm so sorry. I hate this, but it's the right thing to do. It's what we need to do given what's going on and what the Department of Health is recommending, and more than recommending, insisting we do in our community. So ask questions. Let us know what your concerns are. Give feedback. And we're just going to keep plugging along every day and working together and trying to get through this. And again, we appreciate you. We hope you're well. We hope you are feeling okay and well fed. If nothing else, I've gotten a lot of feedback about, oh my goodness, the food. 3 very delicious square meals a day being served with a smile isn't too bad. So I hope you have a wonderful Friday night. I hope you were able to get some fresh air on this first day of spring, and hopefully we have a few more beautiful days as we move forward. And I look forward to seeing you, or hearing from you, or seeing you in passing, or thinking of you in the hours and days ahead. So again, I will be around, as will much of the team, through the weekend, and we are here if you need us. So thank you, and have a wonderful night.